Hey guys, it's Margot and Layla here. We are going to give you guys just a quick tutorial on competition stage makeup. Keep in mind that everybody's like eye and blush colors may be a little different based on their skin tones or the class that they're in, but we'll just do a general rundown of how to do stage makeup. And let's get started. So you want to always start with a clean face, and I always make sure Layla's hair is pulled back. Sometimes I'll use a headband if I need to, just to get those scragglies out of the way. But we are going to start with a little moisturizer. That just helps everything to go on smooth. All right, the next step after moisturizer is going to be foundation. And I like to use a beauty blender, but you can use like a wedge sponge. Some people do a brush for their foundation, whatever you prefer to use. Or your hands. You can go old school and just use your hands. I like to dab around.
That's cold.
Is it cold? Our makeup hasn't been used since last year. Alright, let me scoot my leg around here, Layla. Alright, so you always want to blend up into the hairline with foundation too, and then also down below the chin, like onto the neck. You don't want any like 1980s dark lines under the chin. Not a good look, is it? Blend it up here.
Ow.
Sorry. Beauty is pain. Look up. Look up. Silly. All right. Looks pretty good. Blend. This would also be the time right after this. If there were any like blemishes or anything, you may want to use a little under eye concealer for any dark circles. Or any blemishes, like I said, and then you would just blend that right into the foundation. So the next step is the fun part. It's our white stick.
Oh no.
So this makes them look kind of like a clown. We always have fun with this. I like to take Layla's picture in the middle of it and show her. It kind of changes things up a bit, makes her have a good time. So you're gonna do like an incomplete triangle, like an arrow, I guess, going up above each eye. And then you're going to do there you go, a cat ear above their eyes. Then a check mark, like at the cheekbone and up on each side. And then I do a little bit down the nose and a little bit on the chin. And then I will have Layla close her eyes, and you can either use the white stick or the white eyeliner pencil. If you got one of those, you don't have to have that. You can use this, it'll work just as good. You're just going to do a little bit in the inner eye. Right here, it kind of helps the eyes pop on stage. And you're going to blend all this in, so of course it's going to look silly for a second.
Feels weird.
Okay, then you're going to blend this in. You won't see this, it just helps the face pop a little bit, like a little bit of a highlighter. And then you blend up with your beauty blender or whatever sponge you're using. And down on the nose.
Did you get my cat ears?
I did. Just blend up. Chin chin. Your lip flopped.
He's flopping.
Okay, close your eyes. And then I just blend that out a little bit in the corner. And sometimes I'll use my finger to kind of blend it too, because you don't want it to look like crust either. And I will even sometimes, after we're done, go and add a little bit more if I feel like the eyes just need a little bit more highlight. All right, so after that part, now we are going to do a little bit of powder to set that, just a translucent powder or...
Oh, you found it open?
Yeah, we got it. It's hard to open.
That's a weird case.
And then I'll just do powder all over.
Got it on my hair.
It's okay. It just sets the foundation, gives it a smooth look. Look up. And again, you want to go all the way down onto the neck.
Don't want your neck and face to look like a different color.
Exactly. That's not a good look, is it? Look good. And I usually keep the powder out because I will probably go back through and set again, like once I'm done with the eyes. Itches. It's that brush that is itchy, isn't it? Yeah. All right. So next we're gonna do our eyes. And I like to start with eyeliner first, and you can either use a black or a dark brown eyeliner. Sometimes it is easier to have your daughter lay down when you're doing their eyeliner. She prefers that because then they can just be more relaxed, but I'm making her sit up today. Right. When you're doing the eyeliner, you want to just start halfway or 3/4 on the top lid and then go out. You don't want to start at the inside of the eye and go all the way. You don't need to go all the way across. Chin up just a tad. So I do about 3/4 of the way. And then just line. Okay, and I always do the top lid first. Pull up a little bit, make sure you get it all the way down to the lash line. There's not a little gap there. Okay, other side. And it never fails. The first side always does better than the second, or the one or the other. You always have a good eye and a bad eye. Just try to make them look as close as possible. Okay. Yeah, that was definitely a good eye. Just relax. Close both eyes. Yeah, make sure they're closing both eyes. Just kind of relax so they're not like squinting one eye.
I don't like when we have to do the inside of the eye.
The underneath.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're about to do now. So my trick for under the eye is it is easy when they're laying down, but I just have Layla look up and I kind of pull down just a little bit and do the bottom. So same with the bottom. You want to start like 3/4 and go out.
I'm always scared that it's gonna poke me.
I'm not gonna poke you. Just don't wiggle. Careful. Gotta look up. Girl. Give her a minute to blink. We always have tissues handy normally. I don't have them in here today, but tissues to dab their eyes.
It's my room, so.
Okay, look up. Easy peasy. Lemon squeaky, right?
Yep.
All right, so eyeliner is done. Sometimes if it looks like super harsh, especially Layla being younger, I will blend it a little bit with my fancy Q-tip here. Just at the middle.
That's not fancy.
Okay. So just blend it there at the middle and that, just so it doesn't look like such a, I'm sorry.
Like the Q-tip is hard.
It is.
Yeah.
Sorry. You all right?
Oh,
Okay, look up. I'm gonna blend the bottom just a smidge. Okay.
I don't want the cotton going in that.
It's not gonna matter. All right, that just kind of helps. All right, next is the eyeshadow, and you should have like a purple palette. It will have like a cream, a charcoal, and then 2 other purple colors, or just 1 purple color. So you want to start with the base or the lightest color in your palette. Some of the young girls may have like a brown palette too, but you'll always start with your lightest color first. And you are just going to go over the whole lid with the light color.
These brushes hurt.
Do they? I'm sorry.
Like when you first buy them, like they're super soft. But once you keep getting the makeup on them, like they start to hurt.
Like a pokey kind of?
Yeah. Like when you dab.
So invest in good brushes, evidently, because the brushes hurt. Sorry. Close. Once again, beauty is pain. You don't want it super dark, but just enough to cover the lid. And I lightly take it up to the brow line. I'm not putting a whole lot of pigment on it up to the brow line, but just to blend it. All right. And then next we're going to go with our
Those are tiny brushes in there.
darker purple that we have. I like to just dab it. And then you're gonna go about, let's see, is that about halfway across the lid? It may take a little bit to get some pigment in there. Yeah. And you are gonna kind of make a sideways triangle going out to the, close. Sideways triangle going from the middle to the outer eye. Sometimes it takes a few coats to get. We're not using like super expensive makeup either. We're like using Maybelline from CVS, so it may not.
True that.
Close. And I just take it just a little above the crease on the eyelid so it doesn't look like your eyes are sunken in. This time. I'll say especially when say we've got early morning competition, sometimes the little ones have to dance really early, so they may be sleepy while you're putting on their makeup, so that would be a good time just to take advantage of them laying down. Close.
And Mitch.
And just letting them relax while you're doing it. Put a show on so they can listen or play some music.
Well, we always do.
We do.
Didn't I watch cartoons?
Yes, I'm sure you have. All right, now I'm gonna go back with the middle color.
Just because it's like flowing from my eyes.
Is it? We'll go back and brush it off, okay? So the middle color on your palette, you are just going to blend where you've started your darker color. I don't go all the way to the inner eye, just blend there in the middle and then out. Just to soften that up a little bit. We'll just
Tired.
You're tired. She's tired.
Because last night.
Not right now. Not right now. It's not story time. All right, next.
I didn't have to.
Okay. Next, we're gonna go ahead and do cheeks. So you're gonna use your blush, and I have a little angled brush that I like to use. So when I do blush, you want to remember that you're gonna do it a little bit heavier because they are gonna be on stage, and that's kind of the general idea with all the makeup. Not too heavy, but definitely a little heavier than you would normally wear like every day. That way it shows good from stage. So just smile, and you just want to take from the cheek there and go up. This is another thing that one side always winds up being darker than the other, and then you have to like add a little bit more and add a little bit more.
Whenever Sissy did my eyeliner,
Now I'm going to go back and just do a little bit more powder to set the eyes and the cheeks.
It was liquid, eyeliner. So
Yes,
I kept like
yeah.
jumping, and because I don't
Did it make a
like
mess?
liquid, and it was like one was longer than the other.
Close your eyes. All right, we are so close to being done. All right, next, I am going to go ahead and do her lip liner. The lip liner just kind of helps keep everything on the lips and keep it from like bleeding up onto the skin around the mouth. Just keeps everything crisp, especially there in like the Cupid's bow. I messed up. That's why you keep the Q-tips around. Boo-boos. Don't poke her. You can actually fill in the whole lip with this too. It kind of helps your lipstick stay a little bit longer. And moms, I would suggest that you always have keep the lipstick in your pocket or your pocketbook right next to you when we're at competition, because you may want to touch that up right before they run on stage. So it's good to have that handy. Just think about that when we're at competition. All right, so
Are you gonna do
next
eyelashes?
I am going to do eyelashes.
Did you just get these at the store?
No, I can do that. All right, so we use the Andrea 53s, and you probably for your little ones will need to trim these. They come pretty long and not really meant for little bitty eyes, so just keep some little clippers, some little scissors with you. Just size them up, and then you can snip off the longer end. I wouldn't snip off the middle because the lashes are a little bit shorter in the middle, so you want to keep those shorter lashes.
This is like my least favorite part of makeup.
I know, this one is much easier when they're lying down as well. I would remind moms to make sure you have fresh eyelash glue, because it does tend to dry out or get sticky.
Yes.
Let's see.
But it's also kind of good when it's sticky.
And you can reuse your lashes. This might be a reminder for all the moms that have done this for a while to check your eyelashes, make sure they're good to go. Sometimes I use the like the lotiony kind of eyelash glue. Sometimes I use the ones with a brush. If I'm using the
What's it
squirty
called?
kind, then I will squirt it on my hand, like a little line of it, and then I will just take the eyelash and run the edge through that. But right now I am going to use this kind that just has a little brush. So I'm just going to put glue just right on the very end of that. Make sure you get the edges good, like the right and the left side. And then you want to let that dry for just a smidge, just a second. And then I don't use the little tweezer things. They're just not as easy for me to use, but you're welcome to use those, whatever's easiest. So just close your eyes and rest.
It's because it's cold.
Okay, and then you just press them right on the lash line. Sometimes you may see that you didn't get it right on there, and you might have to take it off and do it again, and that's perfectly fine. Okay, just go ahead and open. And I always have them open right away. Don't leave it shut too long, because sometimes the glue will seep down onto the lower lash.
My eyelashes.
Okay, they're fun, aren't they? So you just want to make sure you haven't glued the two.
I like them, but I don't like
together.
putting them on.
They are pretty. They make a big difference.
Don't we always put mascara?
We'll put mascara on after this. Yep. Okay, so the next
To make them
time.
longer. Just to make them pretty.
I actually really like this glue as a brush. Like I said, I don't always use this one, but I really like it. It's Kiss brand. It's just called Strip Lash Adhesive. And it's got aloe in it. I don't know why. But I really like that. And it's clear. Make sure you get clear eyelash
What do
glue.
you use that for?
Close? Yeah, we use aloe for some things. Okay, let's press that in. And open. also, is it glued? Okay. You can also get those little pointy Q-tips. Sometimes those are helpful just to kind of, if you needed to put,
I feel like it's down
yeah,
here.
hold on, close. So like I can see I didn't get her end. Very good. I'm gonna press that a little bit more. But those little pointy Q-tips are good to push the edges. Close.
Let's see
This
that
one's a
one.
little wonky. This way. All right.
Zelda.
Okay, now we are gonna do mascara. So I prefer to do the mascara after the lashes are on, because I will do them on the top. It kind of just helps the lashes like look more natural. Okay,
Isn't that one new too?
look up, look up. Actually, I'm gonna start with this side since I did it first. Look up. So just start from the base to the tip.
I always stutter about doing the bottom lash.
Look up. And remember, don't blink too hard after you put the mascara on because you don't want to look like you've got like a bad breakup or something like
you don't
mascara all
want
in your
the-
eyes. Okay.
Like the bags.
Now for the lower lashes,
hate
same as before. Let's let the
these,
top ones dry just a second. I'll have her look up and I'll pull down a little
I
bit.
hate these.
But it only takes a second.
I know, but they're so bad.
It's not that bad. Just do a little shimmy. Okay. And over here, a little shimmy. Can you open? Look up. Good girl. Almost done. Now let's look, make sure I didn't mess anything up. Not a cute face. All right, and then our lipstick. So I've already done the lip liner. I don't know why I always just choose to do that before I do the lashes. I like the lipstick to be the last thing. And sometimes I wait till we get to the venue for competition to actually put lipstick on, but always keep it in your pocket.
I feel like something fell on me.
And I'm seeing just a few little boo-boos.
I feel like it's always good to like put your finger down in the middle.
Uh-huh, just to make sure there's nothing there. Yep. And sometimes we do this. Just to get the lipstick off the inside of her
So it
mouth.
doesn't get on your teeth.
Yeah, because you don't want lipstick on your teeth. All right,
You don't
pretty
wanna
girl, I
look
think
like
you
a clown.
are ready. All right, guys, so that's about it. If you have any questions, feel free to contact Glenna or myself at the studio. We'll be glad to look at the makeup with you if you have any questions about what you purchased. Also, sometimes you will notice that your kids will do better for other moms. So if your kid's just having a really bad day and not wanting you to put their lashes on or something like that, definitely reach out to another mom, especially the ones that are very well seasoned with dance would not mind helping you at all. Just pop them lashes right on and help you out. Sometimes that helps. Can you think of any other tips? Nope, that's it. All right, we look forward to competition with you guys.